So I am gluing down this really beautiful Chinese paper that I got when I was on a trip partway around the world, and we stopped in Hong Kong. There was a shop there with a guy who had been collecting Chinese artifacts for many years, and he had this stack of old Chinese books. So I purchased a few. This is an example of one of them, and it's this very thin washi paper, I believe it's called, and it's printed with this Chinese letters on it, and they're folded in half, so you can see that each paper is actually connected to the next one. I'm going to try and do create a landscape using this as the background. So this next step, after I've glued down with acrylic matte medium, the next step is to, I'm going to put down some mountains, and these mountains came from another book from the same place, and this is what the book looks like. So it's another Chinese book, and it has these really cute little drawings in it, which I'm hoping to use later on in another project. So I tore these, a couple pieces of the paper into these shapes, and now I'm going to glue that down. So I'm just going to randomly place these in different areas, and we'll see how it goes. A girl on a swing, a guy sitting reading a book. I have no idea what this book is about, where these came from. It's kind of, it's in Chinese, so no idea. Okay, so now I have gotten out my watercolor palette, and so I'm going to paint these little circles up here a deep red, and I've sort of practiced the color here on my just a little piece of paper here just to test it and see what it's going to look like. So it seems pretty good to me. Let's see what happens. Now, I should probably let everything dry before I do watercolor, but I'm just too excited. So this might be a disaster. We'll see. It might just bleed. It is bleeding a little bit. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I don't want it to be perfect. So I'm just gonna paint in all of these circles, and they're gonna bleed out a little bit, and I think that looks kind of cool. So I'm just dabbing it. The next thing I'm going to do is try to color in these little characters that I've cut out of the book. Let's see, I'm going to start with the bird actually, and I'm going to make him blue because it's up in the sky. So let's just see what happens. And now down here we've got some blue water, so I'm just going to color that in blue. I just basically dampened my brush, and I just made some strokes across the places that had color, and to just kind of blend them a little bit. And I softened up the red sections up here a little bit. And I'm just thinking, I kind of like it, but I don't know, I feel like it needs something. Now, I found this paper when I was in Japan, and I love it so much. Might be covering it up too much, but I do like the lines effect, because I think that will really add. So instead of using this paper, I'm gonna go find some white string. And so the other day I went to a yard sale and I found this old string, and it's a little too thick for what I want to do, but I'm going to separate it out and make threads. And since it's off-white, I think I like that better. It gives it more of an antique look. So I started to glue these down, and I don't know, I'm just sort of randomly placing them and then cutting them.